It looks like we're live, right? Yes? Yes? Okay. This is a 30-day business builder workshop. Let me ask you, where you join us from? What's the main reason you're here? Are you starting something from scratch? Are you scaling? Or maybe you're just trying to figure out why nothing has worked yet. Well, today we're going to attempt to build an entire business together in under an hour. I'll put a timer up so we'll know if we're able to accomplish this, and that's a big if, and I'll need your help to be able to pull it off. We'll have the idea, the product, and the infrastructure in place for you to launch that business. So team, if you could get that put up, please. We'll take a quick look here. Yes, no, yes. Okay, time is up. So by the time we're done, you'll know the fastest way to go from I want a business to I run a business. You'll be able to launch your own business without waiting another 6 months before it's real. And if we're not able to do it, well, I guess that means I'm a failure, nobody likes me, and I'll just go find a bridge to live under in shame. So hopefully we can avoid that. But I'm Cody Alexander, and I help people start and scale their businesses for a living. So if I can get more people like you to follow your dream and launch your own business, there's more people for me to work with. Ultimately, if I help people make more money, I can make money. So I'm not perfect here. This should be a win-win between the two of us. So let me ask you, what's been stopping you from starting your own business? Do you have too many ideas? Is fear holding you back? Maybe you're just not sure where to start. Well, here's something you're probably feeling, and it's the quiet part out loud. If you keep waiting for the perfect business, the perfect time, or the perfect idea, how long until anything in your life actually changes? I mean, here's what the last 10 years have looked like for me. And these are just the highlights, but I've helped multiple companies at different stages start and scale, generating nearly $300 million in revenue along the way. And then I burned it all down. Now, not the money, not the skill, but the model. I had built businesses that worked, but they didn't fit the life I actually wanted. So that's why today we're going to attempt to build an entire business together in under an hour. You should see the timer right up there, and it is counting down fast. Remember, the goal here is to show you the fastest way to go from I want a business to I run a business. So I walked away from making nearly 7 figures a year, and I asked myself one question. If I had to start from zero, what business would I build now? And I wasn't after the perfect business, and I couldn't afford to wait for the someday business. What was the one thing I would bet on today? And that box got small fast because it had to excite me, had to do something that really mattered, wasn't willing to spend 60 plus hours a week away from my family again. It had to be low cost, low friction, low stress, and it had to grow without blowing my life up. Once you strip it down to that level, you really start to see things clearly. And when I looked at what actually works, what worked for me in the past, what worked for clients, what worked for companies I've scaled, I landed on the same answer every time. Actually, real quick, if you could just drop in the chat, if you're just getting started, type 1. And if you're looking to scale something you already have, type 2 for me. Now, you may feel stuck for different reasons, but in my experience, the root problem is the same. Okay, seen a lot of ones already, so I'm going to try to draw a clean line here. If you're new and looking to start your business, you're probably drowning a little bit. You have too many ideas, too many wannabe influencers telling you the best way to do it, and too many steps before you can get started. I want to give you the answers I wish I had when I started out. Like, how do I figure out what to sell? How do I build an audience? How do I generate the money to make this work? And how can you do it so you don't waste weeks or months building something nobody buys, or even worse, no one even wants? So let me ask you, How many times have you almost started something and then stopped because you weren't sure it would work? Too many people will call that laziness. I believe the truth is you're just trying to protect yourself. You're trying not to waste time you can't get back. I want to give you the framework that lets you get started today by building a business with you. So, before you beat yourself up for feeling behind, let's zoom out a little bit, okay? Even the people with products, customers, and revenues, they get stuck for the same reason. So let's go there for a second. If you're already a business owner, established and trying to grow, or maybe you just want 2026 to be the best year of your life, let me ask you, what is it costing you to not grow? I mean, you feel like you're stuck. You're dumping money into the ads, but not seeing any more revenue. What I'm going to show you today is how to add that game changer into your business. Something so easy, even a beginner could do it, but so powerful. It's the key behind how I've generated nearly $300 million over the last decade. So regardless if you're new or already in business, you're going to walk away today having built a complete business together in about 54 minutes, okay? A little more than 54 minutes. Fingers crossed. Time's moving fast. You're going to get the number one product to launch right now, my straight line formula to go from zero to your first dollar fast, and the 7-step blueprint to starting or scaling your business. Plus, I want to reveal a surprise I've been keeping secret for some time now. And I'm super pumped to give it to you, but I don't want to spoil it just yet, so stay with me here though, and I'll give it to you for free. My gift, a thank you for showing up today. Now, you've seen this strategy work your entire life. And every $1 million and take a company from around $30 million to over $70 million in annual revenue, leading me to generate nearly $300 million in total revenue across every business and client I've touched. Now, I'm not trying to brag here. I'm only telling you this because the same exact mechanism drove all of it, okay? These were different industries, they were different audiences, different products, but the same play. And I love it because it works just as well for beginners as it does for multi-million-dollar companies. I mean, I've talked to so many people who have amazing ideas, people who really want to start their business, and they try to do everything on their own. They spend months building a product nobody buys. They pour money into ads that don't get clicked. They follow all the experts, and they still feel stuck. You know what the number one thing I hear from them? I feel like I keep working and working, and I'm still not winning. And that hits me every time, because I know that feeling. Like you just keep failing. It's something everyone else seems to get. I've seen them burn out. I've seen those amazing ideas die before they even had a chance. I've seen how much of that could have been avoided if someone had just shown them a simpler, smarter way to start. Now, here's the truth. It has nothing to do with your skill set. Rather, how most people try to build a business today is so much more complicated, stressful, and confusing than it needs to be. And while they're stuck spinning their wheels, beginners who follow the right, simple system are launching faster, earning sooner, and actually seeing progress. And that's the gap I want to close for you today. The gap between where you are and where you could be if you had the right formula right in front of you. That's why we're here today, right? I mean, here's the big idea I want you to take away. A product only needs to do one thing really, really well. And it sounds simple, right? But almost no one actually does it. Most people try to make their product do absolutely everything for absolutely everyone, and they end up with nothing. That works for no one. The best products do the opposite. One product for one problem. And the number one product to launch right now, the one we're going to build an entire business around, a keystone product. Now, what the heck is a keystone product? Well, think about an archway. And not a modern one, but an old stone archway. The kind Romans built thousands of years ago that are still standing today. Every stone in that arch is important, but there's one stone that's critical. One that if you pulled it out, the entire structure would collapse. That's called the keystone. It's the most important piece. And here's what makes it fascinating, at least to me. It's usually not the biggest or most expensive stone. In fact, it's not all that impressive on its own. But it's the most critical because it's the one piece that locks everything else into place. So, if I didn't lose you on my quick trip to Roman times there, because yes, the Roman Empire is my Roman Empire, if you even know what that means, but your keystone product is the same thing. It's the one piece, a small thing that holds everything else together. Something usually between $1 and $100 that solves one small problem fast. And actually, it beats free lead magnets or expensive products, and I'll tell you why. Free stuff is invisible now. People are numb to it. I mean, think about it. Every one of us has been burned by a freebie that was worthless. I mean, starting with a $10,000 offer on the other end and expecting strangers on the internet to buy it, well, that makes no sense either. You want to hire someone without an interview. You want to invest 6 figures with a financial advisor you just met. No. You'd start small, test the waters, see if they're legit. Your keystone product slides right in the middle. Valuable, but inexpensive. It lets people test you without risking much. And then you over-deliver on that small promise and boom, you've just built trust. Real trust. The kind that makes everything else you do infinitely easier. And this is exactly how I built multiple 8- and 9-figure businesses. So here's how it works. You sell 1,000 people at $47 a product. It's 47 grand in revenue. That's great, but certainly not life-changing for most people, right? So why do it? Well, those 1,000 buyers aren't just one time, right? Remember, you built trust. They pulled out their wallet and they said, yes, I want what you offer. Now you have 1,000 people who trust you enough to buy. Some percentage of them, let's just say 10%, will buy your next offer at 1,000. That's nearly $100,000. Now, maybe 5% of those will go on to buy some high ticket item you sell for 5 grand, and we'll just call that 25 grand more. But from that initial 1,000 buyers at $47, you've now generated over 170 grand. The keystone product isn't your entire business. It's the foundation that allows you to build one. Now, whether you're starting from absolute zero or already doing 7 figures, a keystone product changes everything. If you're new, it's the fastest way to generate cash while building an audience of buyers. If you're established, it's how you multiply your reach without multiplying your workload. Your keystone product fills the top of your funnel with qualified buyers. This is the model I would use if I had to start over tomorrow. The keystone product is small, simple, and indispensable. Now, let me show you how I take a keystone product and quickly build a profitable business around it. You can have the best product in the world, but if everything around it is a mess, well, you might as well be up you know what creek without a paddle. And I see it all the time. People try to spin 10 plates and drop 10. I mean, you try to build a website while writing emails, while creating content, while creating ads, while everything else. And you end up wondering why nothing works. This was my number one problem. I'd have an idea, get halfway done, and then burn out, get stuck, and stop. So I created this system that changed everything for me. And if anything I've said before this has sounded familiar, then you're in the right place. Because this is the system that makes it all work. One product, one page, one ad. That's it. I call it my straight line system because that's exactly what it does. It is the shortest distance between 2 points from idea to making money. So while everyone else is distracted by all these other things zigzagging around, we take the straight line. Forces you to focus on saying one thing that matters, instead of chasing all these other shiny objects that just don't. One product is about picking one problem and solving it. People are not psychologically built to buy everything. Our brains are wired to be problem detection machines. Back when a rustling bush could mean danger, optimists assuming it was a cute squirrel typically got eaten, while those who spotted problems and fixed them, well, they got to stick around. This creates what psychologists call negativity bias. We pay 3 times more attention to problems than positives. It's why one bad review sticks with you longer than 10 good ones. And here's what makes that so powerful. The brain can only process one threat at a time. When a tiger is chasing you, you aren't worried about poisonous berries. When your tooth hurts, you aren't thinking about your retirement plan. The brain prioritizes the most immediate pain. This is why the everything products fail spectacularly. When you say, I want to fix this specific problem, the brain locks in. It can evaluate that one threat, make one decision, and take one action. There's also a thing called the specificity trigger. Let's see here. Well, specificity trigger. Our brains trust specific solutions over general ones. If your head hurts, you don't want medicine, you want Advil, right? The specificity suggests you've solved this exact problem before. This taps into something called cognitive fluency. The easier it is to understand something, the more we trust it. One problem, one solution, one product. It's easy to process, which is easy to trust. So when you solve one specific problem with one product, you trigger the brain's threat detection system. You capture attention, you build trust, and that makes the buying decision feel easy. It's why the one product, solving one problem method works. It matches how our brain actually makes decisions. Quickly, specifically, and focused on eliminating the immediate problem. So, now you can use the proven, scientifically tested psychology to help you be successful. Or you can choose to be the special snowflake that figured out how to undo, who knows how long our brains has been working this way. Well, there it was. So, next in the straight line system is one page. Now, if you look closely at the companies that convert the most customers, you'll notice they all have this in common. They sell each product on one page. There's no maze, no 10 steps before you buy. One page, one product, one decision. Amazon probably built the highest converting one-page system ever. And think about it. They sell hundreds of millions of products, but each product gets a single dedicated page with one clear purpose. Present your product, make a compelling offer, add to cart. A product page on Amazon includes everything needed to make the purchasing decision. A clear headline, images, benefits, social proof, pricing, guarantees, one big CTA. And Amazon didn't choose this structure by accident either. They've tested more than any other company on earth. If multiple pages worked better, you better believe they would use multiple pages. Kickstarter has raised over $7 billion for new product launches using one page per product. Has the story, reward story, all that. Kickstarter cannot afford multi-page funnels because these launches are so dependent on momentum. The entire model is engineered around one page. If you look at the companies that convert the most customers on the planet, they all quietly prove the same thing. One page works. Amazon, Apple, Kickstarter, the biggest companies, they all follow this same framework. They all landed on the exact same structure. It is statistically impossible that this was all by accident. The data is brutal and consistent. One page isolates the offer. It tightens your message, and it forces you to be specific, which is exactly why you should use it. Use what these companies have spent fortunes to learn for free. Now, let's talk about one ad. Too often people do ads the wrong way. They think the secret is running more ads, more angles, more videos, just more. I've heard before that people generally need to see something 100 times before they would consider buying. But do you really have the time to be making 100 ads each week? And trust me, one good ad beats 10 mediocre ones. And let me prove it to you. So, say you find one ad that works, just one. Here's what your numbers might look like. Spend $1 to get someone to click. 2% of those people buy your product, which means you're spending $50 to acquire someone who paid you $100. It's a nice $50 in profit, right? Now imagine 10 mediocre ads that cost you $2 to get someone to click. You're spending $200 to make 100, 10 different ways. It's not how I would want to start out. And the best part is when you do it the right way, you can run it forever. You can spend $1,000, $100,000. Heck, you can even spend $1 million on it. And the math can stay the same. You spend 50, you make 100 over and over and over again. I have yet to find a real life money printer, but this right here is pretty dang close in business. All right, now that we understand that we need a keystone product and the framework to sell it, let's break it down into 7 concrete steps so you can actually implement it today. I'll keep it quick, just 1 to 2 sentences per step because I know we're trying to beat that timer right up there. So step 1, we need to find hungry buyers before creating anything. Step 2, we need to create a no-brainer offer. Step 3, we need to build your sales machine. Step 4, get people excited for your product. Step 5, get people to actually buy. Step 6, launch your product on easy mode. And step 7, turn buyers into piles of money. So, there you have it. 7 steps from idea to launch. Simple, clear, and repeatable. Let me put those up for you. If you follow this roadmap, you'll go from stuck or unsure to having a business that actually works without burning yourself out or waiting for the perfect moment, which we both know doesn't exist. Okay, how much time do we have on the clock? 38, just 37 minutes. Okay, so it took us a minute to get here, but we are going to attempt to make good on the promise we made at the top here. It's time to build an entire successful business together before time runs out. So, what's an industry that's hot right now? Go ahead and drop it in the chat for me. I'll take a look here. Give you guys a second. All right. Got a couple good ones. Why don't we go with t-shirts? T-shirts. Always, I don't know if t-shirts are ever hot. So let's come up with our keystone product. One problem, one solution. So I think one of the big problems with clothing right now is a lot of people, maybe this is just for the America audience, but a lot of people are struggling with clothing that fits, specifically shirts, right? For men, maybe your shoulders are too broad. For both genders, maybe your chest doesn't quite fit. If you're a guy, maybe you got a beer belly that you'd like to be considered in your t-shirt, but we have a problem. Your t-shirt does not fit well, and our solution is a fitted t-shirt for your body type. So, what's our one page? What's our story? Story could be about how we face this problem, right? Maybe I'll use myself specifically just for this example, but I have broad shoulders and I have a barrel chest, and it's really hard sometimes to find a shirt that fits the arm, fits the shoulder, fits the chest. So we face this problem, right? Especially maybe for fathers as they have kids and they're doing all that. They get the dad bod and their body changes a little bit and they're trying to make this shirt work for them. So that's our story. So we went through this too. I am a dad and my body has changed. And, we can lean into that. So, what's the customer's problem then? Well, I think we kind of touched on it, right? Is shirts don't fit like they used to. And especially now, where you go and shirts are not cheap like they used to be. So you go spend 20 bucks on a shirt and come to find out it does not work for you. It said large, doesn't feel large. So what's our solution is fitted t-shirts for your body type. So broad shoulders, barrel chest, beer belly, and you probably need a better term than that, but you get the point. If you're women, it could be, I am not a woman, as you can clearly tell, so I don't want to use any terminology, but, depending on what part of the body you're talking about, you have a custom fitted t-shirt for your actual body type. It's a huge problem women face as well, is that women's clothing already has 200 choices and it still feels like it doesn't work for you half the time. Now, you'll need an important FAQ, like what's the material made of? Is it soft? A lot of common questions, like does it shrink in the washer? How is it custom fitted? Etc. Now, what's our incredible offer? So, this needs to be good. This is where we need to nail it. And our incredible offer is a custom fitted t-shirt, right? Fit to you. But what if it was not only custom fitted, but at the same price of a regular t-shirt? Maybe it's 20 bucks for a custom fitted t-shirt. And then you could also upgrade to 3-to-1 or whatever, a 3-for, right? Get 3 shirts for the price of 2 as an upgrade option. So our incredible offer, a great shirt that fits right at a good price. Now, how can we get people excited for our product? Well, let's come up with our ad. So, could we do an email campaign on this? I don't know. I mean, probably an influencer or company who'd be willing to partner with us on selling it. Especially if you could get an influencer that's got a following, partner with them as an affiliate, and you do a rev share deal, which just means that they get a percentage of what you make, so there's no upfront cost to you. That'd be how I would do it if I was doing this. How do we get people excited? Is we get someone that has an audience that we can use and have them get their people excited for this t-shirt. Now, how do we get people to actually buy? Well, you got to remember, it's you versus everything, right? Most people are worried they're bugging their potential customers. You need to assume that people want to show up, that people want what you offer. I mean, we've put in all this work, right, to get them here. We don't want to waste it. We need to get people to buy. So how do we get people to buy? Well, think about what else they could be doing with their time. They need a reason to show up. Think about what else they could buy with their money. They need a reason to spend money on this t-shirt, right? I think our offer works well here. I think partnering with an influencer is important at this step. So how do we launch this thing on easy mode? This is where we make the money, all right? So let's say we did find an affiliate or a company to partner with. Should we do an event with them? Maybe a reveal? Maybe some kind of launch bonus? Really, we need something special for the affiliate and for their audience, specifically for them, because the goal here isn't to get every person to see the offer, right? Just the right people. The ones who have the problem that we're trying to solve. So, let's see. I mean, the number one thing here is consistency, right? What we say and do must continue throughout the customer's experience with us. So, keep that in mind. I think in this case, doing some sort of launch bonus and some sort of event. right? And I think this is a virtual event, not an in-person event. And probably something where they're unboxing the shirts, where they're revealing the different ways it fits, somewhat of a demonstration. And then if someone buys, I think we do need a launch bonus on this one. So maybe for them, this fitted T-shirt has their graphic, their design, something that signifies their audience on it, either on the chest or on the back. So now it's also a graphic shirt that they get for free as a thank you for buying the 3-for-2 T-shirt bundle. So we're going to use an affiliate. We're going to use an event. We're going to have a launch bonus. And we're going to make sure that we're consistent throughout this launch. And here's what I would do next with that. Once they bought a T-shirt, right, I think that there's a couple things here that are super important. One, we know that women buy clothing for their husbands, right? So if you have some sort of offer, like a for him package that you could put together that allows wives to buy their husbands 3 or 5 shirts. We could also do some sort of, again, like you could lean into the graphic side of it. We could do some special promotion around an event, around a brand, around whatever, that we could get people excited about. We could do a bonus offer, right? Which is a 5 T-shirt bundle. Pick your color, pick your fit. I think that's how we get people to buy more T-shirts, make them more valuable. And then an easy shoe-in here is like, well, okay, how do we get people to buy more? Maybe you throw them a discount code, 15% off their purchase. So, and that's what I would do after this. Okay, great, I had an event, I made money. Now how do I make a lot of money? So, that's the 7 steps. Stop the time. Can we stop the time? It looks like the time's still going, but as far as we're concerned, boom, time is stopped. From 0 to a business you can launch right now. So, how did we do? Did we make it? Even with the time still going, apparently. Okay. 27 minutes. Nailed it. We nailed it, guys. Thank you for those of you that helped in the chat. Because of you, we only need, what was that, like maybe 20 minutes of taking what we learned today and applying it. How was that for you? Do you feel confident? Are you ready to try it with your own Keystone product? We've built our business. Let's see if we can help you build yours. We've gone over so much today. I want to recap real quick to make sure this sticks with you. So, we talked about why most people get stuck, trying to do everything alone, overcomplicating their product, and feeling like they're just not cut out for this. I shared my journey, the wins, the mistakes, and how the same system has generated nearly $300 million across different industries. Then we landed on the big idea. A product only needs to do one thing and do it really well. And we broke it down into 7 simple steps so you can go from idea to launch without burning out or waiting for perfect. All right, let's stop for a second. Let's go back to the very first slide here, the one where I promised we'd build a complete business in under an hour. Look at everything we've done so far. I've shown you the business builder strategy of using the Keystone product, the straight line system from 0 to making your first dollar, and the complete 7-step launch roadmap. Let's see. Maybe we can. There we go. So, do you feel like I kept my promise? Yes? Yes? Great. Then you won't mind if I ask the A players in the room to take this one step further and grab the resources that make it even faster and easier, right? Yes? Awesome. Today, we're going to attempt, oh, well, here we go. This was the first slide for the promise. Now, business owners, money makers, shakers and producers, I made this for you. You who are ready to take action and actually launch something that works. I can help you build your business on easy mode. If you want to move faster, skip the guesswork, and actually start seeing results, this is the exact system I put into a single program called AI Product Launch Academy. This is a tool I created so you can launch your business in the next 30 days. It's my best shortcut from stuck to launched to earning. Inside, you get the step-by-step guidance to turn your idea into a real business you can start fast. The exact templates and tools I've used to generate nearly $300 million, and a framework that works whether you're starting from zero or scaling what you have. If you enjoyed what you saw tonight, you're gonna love this. Because it's all of that and more. Except now, it's broken down into clear actions. Plus, you'll get lifetime access on all future updates. If I update this system, you get it. Now you're probably asking yourself, how much does this cost? Well, nowhere near the $5K to work with me one-on-one. So, I'm sure at $1,000, you can easily see the value of having access to everything inside AI Product Launch Academy. But I'm not going to ask you to spend $1,000 to launch your product in the next 30 days. That's why I couldn't be more excited. I mean, at $297, this is an absolute no-brainer to launch your product in 30 days. But I don't want you to spend $297 either. I want to do something different. I want to walk the walk. Which is why I'm making this AI Product Launch Academy an outrageously low $97. One time. This is not a subscription. It's a real system priced low on purpose. Because I want you to launch, not think about launching. And if you realize in the first 30 days that, you know what, this isn't for you, that for whatever reason you can't make this work, no hard feelings. I'll refund you the full $97. No questions asked. Just let us know. We'll get you your money back. No phone calls, no mazes, none of that nonsense. I want to be super clear here though. This isn't for everyone. This is for the doers. For people who are ready to stop heading into burnout and actually make their business work. So, if that's you, click the link, grab your copy. Let's make sure you don't waste another minute wondering if it'll work. Let's make it work together. Because here's the truth. You've seen what's possible. You've felt that gap between stuck and launched. Remember why you showed up today? You wanted to start something real. Finally see progress. And stop feeling stuck watching everyone else figure it out. So click the button, click the link, and let's get started. Before we go though, I just want to say, look at what you've done today. I mean, in under an hour, we went from ideas to a plan to a complete business blueprint you can actually launch. Imagine what you could accomplish in a week, a month, I mean a year. That's huge. Give yourself some credit for showing up today, doing the work. The difference between someone who takes action and someone who doesn't is just that first step. And momentum favors the person who takes the first step. Click the button. Let's work together on your business. And I mentioned at the top of this, I had a surprise that I've been keeping secret that I wanted to reveal today. My gift to you is a thank you for showing up. Everyone who participated, watched, or attended live will get my pricing playbook. My strategy for knowing exactly what to charge for any and all of your products. Based on a decade of my experience of getting people to buy things with their hard-earned money, it works. All right, guys, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I look forward to working together with you. Hope you have a great one.